Salam, salam. This is Unity, and I'm here to do a Unity moment. So, I haven't been like listening to a lot of people in the YouTube. I ain't gonna say YouTube, but the quote unquote conscious community. I haven't been listening to a lot of stuff what's going on in the conscious community. I think the last thing I seen was Brother Seti calling Brother Umar Johnson. Each other was calling each other niggas. That's the last thing I seen. But before then, the last thing I seen was, um, I think Brother Sanetta. Well, Brother Sanetta had a debate against Natural Tahuti and Wesley Muhammad. That was around the last time that I kind of stopped looking at a lot of stuff dealing with the conscious community on YouTube. And I don't know. Recently, I clicked Young Pharaoh a live video because I remember when the brother first started being in the YouTube, like on YouTube and stuff like that. And I clicked this video, but he don't have the Allah no more in his name. But I clicked this video. And it was like Malcolm. I didn't listen to all of them. Some of the things that I did here, I didn't agree with. I also went and listened to my brother Seti. I think I first started hearing about Seti in '08 from MySpace. Someone had posted a video of him, and he was like banging on the beast, banging on the beast. If anybody know me from back then, I will always I did revolutionary raps. I even wrote a poetry song called Lock and Load that was inspired by this revolutionary group named United Front. And so I think the thing is, I'm doing this video because I grew up in the Nation of Islam. I was really trying to figure out who Khadijah was, who Unity was. So I started studying a lot of people. I found out I knew about Malcolm. I was in the Nation, but I started studying him more when I got about around 19. I love Malcolm. Who I really fell in love with was Khalid Muhammad. He was someone that I connected to, even though I was a child of the Nation. I connected with him. I connected with a lot of people, and I respect all elders. So from there, I went and looked at Sanetta. It's beautiful to see the evolution in Sanetta. And I was listening to a lot of these callers, and I was listening to a lot of people who, just the situation with Seti and all them. The thing is with all these brothers, I mean, to me, I feel like everybody had a mission to do. But I think we as African, Moors, Muslims, black people, Pan-African, all us, we banging on each other. All my life I just heard, growing up in the Nation, I heard people say, oh, y'all killed Malcolm X, y'all killed Malcolm X. I heard this all my life. And doing research as a woman, not a child, and learning things on my own, where I came to the conclusion about that whole Malcolm, Elijah, Warthi Muhammad, and the whole thing in Minister Farrakhan, with all respect due to all. We all are humans. We all say things out of emotion. It's one thing that I was taught in the Nation of Islam. rise above your emotion into the thinking of God. And another thing that I was taught in the Nation of Islam was argue in the best of manners. And I was just sitting here thinking, and I was thinking about how Elijah is over 100 years old. Malcolm was like, would be about what? About 90? Wouldn't he? About 90 years old? I know he's was older than the Minister Louis Farrakhan. And then we got Minister Farrakhan. He about close to 90. So we got all these brothers close to a century, and we still regurgitating the same story about their relationships with one another. None of us are Malcolm. We got the spirit of Malcolm, the spirit of Elijah. None of us are them. A spirit of Minister Louis Farrakhan, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the Honorable Minister Brother Malcolm. We arguing over what Malcolm did, what Elijah did, what this person didn't do, and what that person didn't do, and what that person said. We regurgitate and things. The thing is, these are these men's personal relationships. These were these men's personal relationships. The first time I ever seen Minister Farrakhan that I can remember, I was 5 years old. When I hear Minister Farrakhan speak about Malcolm, I knew there was a genuine love. I knew there was a genuine love. I knew there was a genuine hurt. I knew there was, let me just say this. I know if Malcolm would be alive today, him and Minister Farrakhan would be like this. I know for sure. When a person had a relationship with each other, no one should speak on that because we don't know the outs and ins of that relationship. But one thing I can say that Minister Farrakhan loved Malcolm. Malcolm was his teacher. And what my point is, because I was listening to Brother Sanet, and I was listening to a young brother called in, and he was saying he sound, because the thing is, one thing I was taught that you can learn from a baby if you sit and watch him long enough. But a lot of these young brothers, they don't listen. And the young brother was saying something about what the young brother was saying, talking about Elijah Muhammad was jealous of Malcolm and all this. To me, that just sounds so crazy. If anybody was jealous of Malcolm, it was Warthi Muhammad. But we're not going to go there because the brother is passed on too. The main thing is, it's 100 years since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. 100 years. 100 years. Minister Farrakhan is 80-something years old. Minister Brother Malcolm is close to, all these brothers are almost close to 100 years, and we discussing their personal relationships with each other, the ins and outs of how they did this and how they did that. But we, as younger people that's living, if we look at a person's life and we feel like what they done was wrong or what they done was right, I could sit and say, yeah, Malcolm shouldn't have did this, and Minister Farrakhan shouldn't have created the atmosphere, but when you loyal. But my main thing is, the reason why I want to do this video is because the Malcolm, the Elijah, and the Minister Farrakhan, Khalid, all these brothers had a mission to do. fulfill a mission to a point, yes. But I think it's totally disrespectful for us to keep dealing with the personal relationships of the wives, the children, the to me is really irrelevant of the state of black people. The good deeds that all these brothers did, that's what should be focused on. And then these young brothers really need to, we could read, I got all the books, I got Lessons of the Nation, I got the autobiography of Malcolm right, like sitting looking right at me. You know, so we can, everybody have their personal relationships with a person. And I hear people say, I'm on this side. It sounds so elementary to me. When I was reading some of the comments, people like, I'm on SETI's side, I'm on this side. At the end of the day, for them to bring out something that already been out there, mainly by white supremacy, the counterintelligence program and all this, what it's gonna do? What it's gonna do? Like the brother Young Pharaoh, like by you bringing all this stuff out, what it's gonna do? Like, no matter what, the Nation of Islam still going to do what they do. And I feel like I was listening to Brother Seti, and he was saying some things like he's the gatekeeper from Dr. Ben and all them. Much respect due to Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. I haven't did deep research into them, but I did have seen many videos of Dr. Ben. And I like, one thing that I like about Dr. Ben when he said, don't correct me on no cracker language. That's one of the things I did like, that I just stuck out. But, and everybody had disagreements and agreements, and you know, and one video that I did love that I seen, I think it was Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, and Alvin Van Sertima. That was one of my favorite. I think it was somebody else on that video. What the brother name? Gil Noble. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if a person is a part of an organization, they're a part of it. They're a part of it because they like something in it. And I think it's totally disrespect because you don't agree with it. You want to go in someone's doctrine and you're not in the midst of it to break it down and with truth. If we study Moors or any type of Noble Drew Ali or any type of Marcus Garvey, we can go in and dissect Marcus Garvey and we'll see some things that we don't agree with. We could go in and dissect Ben Amin or Ben Yahweh or Dr. York or and we'll see things that we didn't agree about. Follow Divine, Daddy Grace, all these people that came out with a doctrine, and none of them would, we gonna find some flaws. So for a person that's not in that organization to go in that organization and break it down, I just don't understand like what that's gonna do. Because truth could come in all different forms. Just because one person got a piece of the truth and another person got a piece of the truth, another got a piece of the truth. But what I see from what I'm observing, everybody, it's a lot of male, egotistical things going on, and everybody want to be, I'm right. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, because our history is infinite. It's so many pieces to the puzzles of our history. I don't care if a white man had a Shriner hat on, that knowledge that these people done stole. I don't care if it's Islam. I don't care if it wasn't even called Islam at that time. I don't care if it's Christianity. I don't care if it's Buddhism. Whatever it is the original. At the end of the day, it comes from the original people, broken down into different pieces. And when a person learn knowledge, I don't think they should shoot nobody else down, because there's different levels of knowledge. And what the Moors might have, the Muslims might have, or the Christians might have, not Christians as far as what the white man. We could break down all this stuff and we could see falsehood and we could see truth. But this the thing, my main thing is, if a person be a part of something, especially if you see a brother that's addicted to drugs, like we could use Malcolm from existence. For instance, we could use Malcolm, and he was a robber, a thief. He was all that, and he got a teachings. Even if a person say this is not real Islam, but it's the Islam that we needed as black people in America, Malcolm did a 360 degrees of change. He made movement within his life. And so if no matter what a person study, if it make them a better person, that's all that matters. No one can be like, well, I'm finna get them. Who? Why is we battling each other? We doing the same shit that the slave master taught us to do on a plantation, of light skin, dark skin, good hair, bad hair. I'm better than you. I'm the bourgeois Negro from the poor Negro. So it's the same thing, and we keep cycling it over through. And social media is a powerful thing. It's really irrelevant. It's really irrelevant. I just felt like my spirit, I was laying down, and my spirit told me to get up and do this video, and I'm gonna be obedient, because I haven't really heard a lot of women speak on this. But we birth men, and I don't want to birth another son in the world, and he keep regurgitating this same old story. The nation killed Malcolm, the this killed that, it's that same old story. The thing is, we shouldn't get wrapped up in someone relationship. Everybody want to be right about someone relationship. If everybody want to know about Malcolm and Minister Farrakhan relationship, go sit down and talk to Mr. Farrakhan about. He could tell you his relationship. No one can tell that relationship. But to be honest, that's not our business. That's their relationship. That's their personal relationship. This ain't no love and fucking hip hop. That's their personal relationship. And it shouldn't have been aired out like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was. So can we learn from that? No, we shouldn't be on the media saying chickens come home to roost, or none of that. That's their personal relationship. What was their mission? To help uplift black people. You know? What was Dr. York's mission? What was, I don't want to say who I agree with and I don't agree with. But what I'm saying is, I'm the type of person, I can listen to anybody and I can get truth out of it. I listen to the white man and get truth out of him too. So it take wisdom to get to a certain level, because I was a hothead when it came to, at one time. Like I said, I was a child of the nation. I was a rebel at one time, and then I went back to the nation and got my ex, but I always studied different things. And I always, there's a lot of things that I could say, and there's a lot of things that I'm not going to say. But what I can say is, it's very unnecessary to romanticize in someone relationships that we are not a part of. We are not a part of their relationships, but we can take what they taught and learn from it. If it's Alvin Sertima, if it's Diop, if it's Henry Clark, if it's Ben, if it's we want to go into health, if it's Dr. Layla O Africa, if it's Queen Afua, if it's Nubia I, Dawoodi Montara, or Francis Chris Wilson, or Afeni Shakur. I got her book over there. Or we read the Meta Nectar, Sister Soldier. Or, I mean, it's so much knowledge that we could learn from each other, but we sit and everybody want to say, I'm right. I'm right. Listen to me. I'm right. Let's follow me. Follow me. I truly believe that ye are gods and we are goddesses, and we have to recreate our own destiny. And just like Minister Farrakhan said, he created an atmosphere because it's natural. If someone's speaking of your father, your mother, and they speak on your father and mother, it's natural to you to want to defend them. So that's anybody in the nation. I mean, the stories my daddy would tell me about being in a nation, back when he first became in the nation, and my daddy came from Mos 25 in Newark, New Jersey, and my mama say it was bank robbers, and it was all kind of people that came in the nation back then. And he say if a brother would disrespect a black woman, he say those brothers would. My daddy told me this. My daddy say those brothers would get that man that beat his woman, and my dad say them brothers would get him, tie him to a tree, and whoop his ass. Them brothers in the nation ain't no joke. I don't know about the newer ones, but the old school ones, what my daddy used to tell me, because they was gangsters, and they didn't play. Like my mama used to tell me how they'll say the police arrive right by, say Muhammad deal with his own. Muhammad did. The police didn't even mess with him at the time. Muhammad dealt with his own. So I just feel like when a person sit and they want to break down somebody's teachings and they're not even a part of the member, what that's gonna do? What that's gonna do if a person join a nation or organization or a religious group, there was something that they like, and if they don't agree, they'll leave. They don't need no one to tell them. What I'm trying to figure out, what is gonna bring a person? What is it gonna bring a person to discredit somebody? The only person, we as African people, we as indigenous people, we as Moors, we as Hebrews, we as black, we as the original people, if we're gonna be banging on somebody, it should be our enemy, and not when we look in the mirror, not our brother. Our brother has became our enemy. Our brother has became our enemy. Only thing I know is it's it's not really I'm trying to figure out what it's gonna bring. It's not gonna bring anything. It's gonna bring havoc because it's a disunity. And I just don't understand why would you want to break something apart, um, a nation or in any type of religious base or organization or movement. Why would a person, because the only way you want to go in and try to start confusion is because you're mad about something. What are you mad about? People have the right to be a part of things they want to be a part of. So with respect to all those brothers, I like Seti. I like Seti. I just kind of worried about him because You could see the passion in this. You could see the passion, and he believes what he believes. I don't care if something is not true. If a person believe it, they believe it. It could become true to them. And the only thing about the brother said, I pray to the universe and the God in him that he get balanced, because I'm an empath, and that brother, I could feel his passion, I could feel his stance, but he's fighting against someone that is not his enemy, and it's going to affect him. Also, brother Young Pharaoh, he's young, and I think he has a lot of knowledge. But for instance, I remember Sister Soldier. I was listening to one of her interviews one time, and she was talking about Tupac, and she was saying Tupac was he was powerful, but his mouth, he had a lot going on with his mouth. He kind of reminded me of like a young Malcolm. It's like he didn't have no one to put everything in order. Even though his mama reading his mom book, if y'all ever get a chance, get the Afeni Shakur book. And Jasmine Guy from A Different World, she wrote it. Great writer. It's so good. I'm literally reading a little. I done had it for a couple of years, but I'm reading it little by little. But what I'm saying, yeah, sometimes you need that person to put things in perspective, and that's why, even like Malcolm, he had Elijah to put things in perspective, because I truly believe Malcolm was born with that. Because if you study his history, his daddy was a Garveyite. His mama didn't want him. She didn't feed him pork and all this. So he was born with a light. He just got lost in this reality, this white man's reality, and then he got back on track. But he was just finding his way. I'm not gonna say there's a lot of things I didn't agree with Malcolm. There's a lot of things I do agree with Malcolm. There's a lot of things. I'm a child of the nation. There's a lot of things that I agree with the Minister Louis Farrakhan. There's a lot of things I don't agree where I'm at now in my life. But I never will tell y'all what I don't agree with him on, because it's not nobody's business but mine and what I feel. I'm gonna just put that out there. Oh, I don't agree with Mr. Farrakhan because this don't seem right, or that. That's not gonna do nothing. That's just gonna cause. I don't need no minions to come. I just don't understand why. I don't know. Anyway, to make a long story short, I just don't understand, like, these brothers that did their duty to this world, and can they rest? Can they rest? Can they rest? Minister Farrakhan, he's winding up. Can he do his job? Can he finish doing his job that he need to do? And can everybody else do their job? Some people have a purpose. We all have purpose, but some people don't know their purpose. Then there was a sister that called in on Sonetta, and she sound very. No, I'm not gonna break the sister down, but I didn't agree with her. But she was saying that when Young Pharaoh was doing clips, she was saying that was their voice. But anything I could, well, I think it's a Yoruba saying. I think it was a Legba. I think it was a Legba. He was on if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Y'all could correct me. But I think it was a Legba. He was on a wall, and he was walking this wall. And when he got off, everybody kept saying he had a red hat on. And other people kept saying on the other side, no, he had a black hat on. And nobody was like, no, they were just like, he had a red and a black. And guess what? On one side he had a red, and the other side he had a black. So both of them was telling the truth, but nobody didn't want to see nobody else's way. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Salam, salam.